Alright, so today we're talking about the CIBC Aventura Gold Visa card. If you want accessible travel perks without paying premium fees, then this mid-tier card looks pretty appealing on the surface. You get lounge access, a decent welcome bonus, and insurance coverage that doesn't require a six-figure income to qualify for. And so, at first glance, this card seems like a reasonable all-rounder for casual travelers. But there are some numbers hiding beneath the surface that might surprise you, and not necessarily in a good way. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down using what I call the core four. The four most important metrics that I use to figure out whether a credit card is actually worth it, not just in the first year, but also over the long term. I'm also going to explain the important features of the card so you know exactly what you're getting into and whether it's the right fit for you. And by the way, I'm Jordan, and between this YouTube channel and my website, I've helped hundreds of thousands of Canadians save hundreds of millions of dollars just by using credit cards. Alright, so let's get into the core four. The first component of the core four is the welcome bonus multiple, which measures how strong the card's welcome bonus is compared to what you're paying in annual fees. And so with the CIBC Aventura Gold Visa card, you can currently earn up to 60,000 Aventura points. And so you get 15,000 points when you make your first purchase, and then another 30,000 points when you spend $3,000 in the first 4 months. You also get another 15,000 points if you have at least $5,000 in net purchases posted to your account in the first 4 months. And so if you look at this points valuation chart, you'll see that Aventura points are worth 1 cent per point, which means that the welcome bonus on the Aventura Gold is worth $600. Now, the annual fee on the Aventura Gold is $139, and when you divide the value of the welcome bonus by the annual fee, you get a welcome bonus multiplier of 4.3, which means that the welcome bonus is worth 4.3 times the annual fee. And this is above my target multiple of 2, so it's solid and the spending requirements are pretty reasonable. You only need to make one purchase to get those first 15,000 points, and if your total spending reaches $5,000 within 4 months, you unlock the remaining 45,000. Now, the second piece of the core four is return on spending, which measures how strong the card's earn rates are. Now, in order to compare different cards side by side, I look specifically at these 5 core categories of earn rates. And as you can see, this is what the Aventura Gold earns in these 5 categories. But to put these earn rates in context, we also need to look at some sample spending as well. And so this is the spending profile that I use for every credit card to see how the card stacks up. It may not match your spending exactly, but it is based loosely on average spending data from Stats Canada, with the numbers rounded a bit to make them easier to work with. Now, to be clear, this only includes credit card spending, so the one big expense that won't be included here will be your rent or any mortgage payments. But with all that in mind, if you multiply the earn rates by the monthly spending numbers, then you end up earning 2,375 points every month. And because each point is worth 1 penny, the total value you get back from your monthly spending on the Aventura Gold is about $24 a month. And so that means that you're earning a 1.2% return on your $2,000 in monthly spending. Now, the issue is that my benchmark here is 3%, so this card falls well short of that target. And so what it means is that the earn rates just aren't competitive enough to deliver strong long-term value. Now, before I share the third and fourth components of the core four, I actually want to first talk about the features and benefits of the card because you're going to understand everything better that way. So the standout perk is 4 airport lounge visits per year through the Visa Airport Companion Program, which gives you access to over 1,200 lounges worldwide via Dragon Pass. So this is actually pretty solid value at this price point because most competing cards either offer fewer lounge visits or they make you pay every time you enter. But here's the catch. You do need to register for the program separately after you get the card, and any unused visits don't roll over into next year. The card also offers a $200 Nexus application fee rebate every 4 years, which is enough to cover the entire Nexus application fee, and this is actually a pretty useful benefit since Nexus speeds up border crossings a lot between the US and Canada, and that's pretty valuable for frequent cross-border travelers. But if you don't cross the border that much, then it's not very valuable to you. And the card also includes mobile device insurance up to $1,000 for any smartphones, tablets, or smartwatches that you purchase with the card. That's actually pretty good for a card at this level, and it could save you some significant money if you're prone to dropping your phone. And you also get up to 10 cents off per liter at participating gas stations when you link the card to Journey Rewards. And that discount applies at Pioneer, Fast Gas, Ultramar, and Chevron gas station locations. And then beyond that, Aventura points are reasonably flexible. You can redeem them for flights, hotels, car rentals, vacation packages, merchandise, gift cards, and even as a statement credit. The points never expire, which removes any pressure to use them quickly. But here's the thing, flexibility doesn't make up for weak earning power. And with that in mind, I want to return to the core 4 to share the third and fourth components with you. So the third component is time to break even, which measures how long it takes the average person to break even with this card. And the reason that I look at this specifically is because you want to be able to recoup the investment you make into the card as fast as possible. And so specifically, time to break even measures how many weeks of regular spending it takes to pay off the annual fee. And since we already said you're getting $24 in value every month, that means that the time to break even on the Aventura Gold is 25 weeks, which is pretty good. For context, the benchmark here is 26 weeks or half a year, and so this is a week shorter than the target. So the final piece of the core 4 is the long-term value multiple, which is a measure of how much you get back from your spending on the card year after year without including any sort of annual credits or other kinds of benefits. Because you don't just want a card that rewards you in the first year, you want a card that you can keep as long as possible. And so to calculate this, we first find the net value of the card per year. So that's your monthly earnings, which we already said is $24 multiplied by 12 months, and then less the annual fee. And then we just divide this net value number by the annual fee to get the long-term value multiple. That comes out to $146 in net value per year. Ideally, you want the net value per year to be at least double the annual fee, so this card falls short of that benchmark with a long-term value multiple of just 1.1. And so if we look at all 4 of these metrics together, you can see that the CIBC Aventura Gold Visa card has a strong welcome bonus multiple at 4.3, and the time to break even is pretty good at 25 weeks. The long-term value multiple is weak at 1.1, and the return on spending is disappointing at just 1.2%. Now, the $139 annual fee is waived for the first year as part of the welcome offer, and you only need $15,000 in household income to qualify, which makes it one of the more accessible travel cards in Canada. So if you're considering the card, there are 3 features that really stand out and might make it worth it to you. First, those 4 airport lounge visits per year, that's genuine value that most cards at this price point don't offer, especially with access to over 1,200 lounges worldwide. Second, the mobile device insurance up to $1,000. This is also kind of uncommon for a mid-tier card, and it could actually save you some serious money if you buy phones or tablets with the card. And then third, the low income requirement of just $15,000 in household income, because this makes this kind of travel rewards accessible to people who can't qualify for more premium cards. And so this card makes sense if you're a light to moderate spender who wants a few travel perks without paying a high annual fee or meeting strict income requirements. It could also be good if you travel just occasionally and want flexible redemptions rather than being locked into a single airline's loyalty program. But if you spend heavily on groceries, dining, or other categories where you could earn bonus points, or you just want to maximize how much you earn on your spending, then there are definitely better options available. And that's actually my biggest issue with the Aventura Gold. The earning potential is just too limited. With a return on spending of just 1.2%, you're leaving massive value on the table. And since Aventura points are only worth 1 cent each, there's no upside of finding good redemptions. You're essentially trading higher earning power for a lower income requirement, which generally isn't worth it in the long run. So should you get the CIBC Aventura Gold Visa card? For most people, I just don't think it's worth it. Aside from its welcome bonus, which is pretty good, it just doesn't offer the kind of ongoing value that you'd want to see from a card you're going to hold on to for years. The lounge access is certainly nice, and even though it's not a long list, there are other cards at a similar price point that offer lounge access as well, plus a lot more. So if I were you, I'd be looking into those cards more deeply. So to learn which cards I do recommend and how to get a lot more value from your next credit card, watch this video next. That's where you're going to find all the best credit cards in Canada and all in one place. I'll see you there.